Dear friends, excellencies, honorable guests, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, welcome this morning. It's a very splendid morning and we're very happy to have all of you with us today. We're celebrating or starting the 8th edition of the Africa Women Innovation and Entrepreneurship Forum. And it's not only a forum, but it also has awards, which we're going to give out tomorrow. This is one of Africa's leading innovation and entrepreneurship events, and we're very happy that we're hosting it here in Cairo. It's a result of very strong and fruitful relationship between Irene here, who represents the Forum, the Egyptian Business Association, and the Ministry of International Cooperation. And as was just mentioned, this is a result of stakeholder engagement. All of us have been very much in the past years since 2020, seeing the importance of coming together to be able to address issues of urgent and pending importance to all of our people. Hosting the forum in North Africa for the first time, it reflects Egypt's keen interest and support for empowering women and enhancing economic participation, which is extremely important in order to push innovation and entrepreneurship towards the Sustainable Development Goals. This year, the forum brings together, as we heard, more than 1,300 entrepreneurs, startups, thought leaders, policymakers, international development partners, investors, social, civil society organizations, academia, media. So it's a very important forum for a lot of engagement. It also provides a space for debating issues which are very important to us, exchanging ideas. It will also offer participants and stakeholders an opportunity to engage, connect, build new business relationships through various sessions. Under this year's theme, Advancing Africa Through Gender Integration, we will be able to discover opportunities that support women entrepreneurs in Africa to grow their businesses and fulfill their potential. Since the world is shifting towards green economies and we're just over a month away from COP27 in Sharm el-Sheikh, it is critical to recognize that women are capable of leading emissions mitigation, climate adaptation actions in their communities. All of us know that women are the most disproportionately affected by climate within their communities, and Africa is one of the key areas and continents where this takes place. Egypt is hosting COP27, and hence the 8th edition of this forum will have a special focus on climate action, especially with Africa being the most exposed to the adverse effects of climate change, despite contributing the least to global warming. It is thus imperative to put emphasis on the critical role of technology, innovative solutions in reducing greenhouse gas emissions, building resilience to the impacts of climate change, particularly with agriculture being a key driver of Africa's economy. In this context, it is worth mentioning that African women make up 2/3 of the agricultural labor force and produce the majority of Africa's food. In addition, the African continent has the highest percentage of women entrepreneurs in the world who are more economically active compared to other regions. And these are statistics and facts. It's not just because we are meeting here in Cairo or discussing innovation. Therefore, making an investment in effective, evidence-based policies that enhance entrepreneurship role in this sector will help promote the continent's overall climate resilience. Moreover, African countries have to put in place targeted complementary measures and programs, and emphasis should be on women-led small and medium enterprises by supporting them to overcome the constraints of accessing finance as well as market information and networks. Africa's future depends on that. And we're very happy that when we look at the logos of participants, institutions that have been participating with us in the organization of the forum, all of them actually have been extremely much in the work of small and medium enterprises, innovation and technology with a focus on gender and women. Realizing this, the African continent has showed commitment to promoting gender equality, and throughout the past decades, considerable progress was achieved in translating commitments into measurable action, as most African countries took steps towards enhancing the startup or the status of women and creating conducive environments that help realize their potential. Honorable guests, I would take this opportunity to emphasize that Egypt is the first country to launch its own national strategy for empowerment of women 2030, which was adopted by His Excellency President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi in 2017, in line with the UN Sustainable Development Goals. This is in addition to the Egyptian constitution that expresses the aspiration of Egyptians, both men and women, to achieve social justice. Moreover, we as a Ministry of International Cooperation, along with the National Council for Women and the World Economic Forum, launched Closing the Gender Gap Accelerator, which enables the governments and businesses a very important partnership to take decisive actions to closing economic gender gaps. By this, Egypt is considered the first country in Africa and the Middle East to launch this unique public-private collaboration that calls for quantifiable commitments from leading companies to increase workforce opportunities and accelerate gender parity in the future of work. And since we are blessed by the power of technology, sorry for the hiccup in the morning, and the endless opportunities it brings to elevate our lives, the Ministry of International Cooperation, in partnership with USAID, we've established the first science, technology, engineering and mathematics STEM schools here in Egypt, serving more than 5,000 students. And these graduates, young women, have become leaders in their fields and advancing innovative solutions to Egypt's greatest development challenges. And most recently, we also launched Climate Tech Run. It's the first global competition for startups that would actually be featured during COP27. And it is for innovative solutions related to adaptation and mitigation, as well as digital arts. The final list is going to be announced on October 5th, and the runner-ups are going to be invited to COP27 in Sharm el-Sheikh to make their pitch, and that's where their journey with us will start. Distinguished guests, because we're building today a better Africa tomorrow, we will continue to support entrepreneurship in Africa, creating a supporting business environment that ensures a full economic participation empowerment. And to this end, we acknowledge the initiatives already undertaken by African governments in creating conducive environments for women entrepreneurship, and we will further coordinate our actions to support the empowerment of women to fully take part in economic growth of their communities. And let me hear, special thanks to Irene for being able to put this together. And when we say the 8th edition, it means that there has been several years of investment in trying to make this topic one of the leading topics and one of the leading actions that would take place in the continent. Last but not least, we as Africans will step up our efforts to close the gender gaps, and to do this, we need each and every person involved, and that reflects why this is a platform for many stakeholders. Media needs to be involved, businesses need to be involved, civil society needs to be involved, businesses, of course, and governments, to create an enabling environment for all of this to take place in a coordinated fashion. And we should always remember that although the challenges facing women are great, the power and the will are far greater. And I welcome you again to Cairo and look forward to very two engaging days where we come out with resolutions that will help us not just in this forum, but also in the preparation to COP27. Thank you very much.